Hey guys, it's Will here with a quick little video following stuff. Recently, for some of you who know, you've seen my last videos here that might be popping up on the side. But for those who know me and stuff, I play a lot of VRChat. I use it as a sort of like social learning experience. Basically, I can chill with people that are like me, that understand and stuff, and just get away with the world, which a lot of people do. So this is kind of going to be a little bit more of a serious video. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, I didn't want to make this video, but you kind of do. So take everything I say, not seriously, because I don't do shit in the sense of really digging into things. I only see the memes. But um, looking into it here, the big topic of today and the reason why I'm in VR chat and I don't have my headset on is because use the good computer for this. Recently today, slash I think maybe yesterday, the guys at VRChat, the devs, have announced they're going to be working on anti-cheat systems and stuff, implementing protections into the game. The big reason why this is a huge problem to a lot of people is because not only will this, in theory, should stop, people are actually like ripping avatars and flashbanging people, crashing systems, stealing IPs and stuff. This also stops people who use safe mods, quote unquote mods. They're hacks. Technically, I describe it as a hack because it does change the mechanics of the games and manipulates you in potentially unfair ways. A lot of people use these. For perspective, if someone who doesn't know VRChat, for those who are seeing this video, who may not know VRChat and why this is such a huge thing, a lot of people like me spend lots of money into their like tracking and their gear, just like anyone with like say cars, Magic the Gathering, Warhammer, computer games, Xbox, cooking, all that stuff. They put a lot of money and time into this game, and these mods help with making sure you can enjoy that, be more immersive. A big one a lot of people use is Play Space Mover. It kind of helps you align your character so your true height can match it. So a lot of people use these mods as a sort of way to make the game more interactive, more immersive, using Play Space Mover, rejoining stuff, a lot of things basically to make them more immersive. So I can understand why a lot of people are getting angry with this, with the implement of this and getting rid of it. I know a lot of people are out there we're seeing are outraged, and they're getting a lot of people to cancel their subscriptions to VRChat Plus, which is a service meant to entice because they cannot make a subscription on this because of legality stuff and other things. They have a sort of Patreon system in the game, and this gives you more features. So it's basically got the community kind of uproared and outraged. So if you see a lot of these sort of memes and stuff popping up in your guys' feeds about VRChat, this is the reason why. My personal thoughts on this: I don't really use mods in the first place, though I can understand. I wish that they would implement these as physical things. I have heard through chats and reading people's tweets and stuff about it that they did say that they would be implementing the big ones people did use, PlaySpace, Recall, all those things. But there's also some that, from what I see, that kind of defeats the purpose, seeing as they have a VRChat Plus subscription that lets you do this. The big one being, there's a system out there that lets you have a bunch of avatars, whereas normally you have to pay about like the monthly fees to get 100 slots basically, whereas the mod would basically just give you unlimited. So I can see something like that being changed, but for the most part, hey guys, so I was able to go and grab a friend of mine. They have a person I have met through VRChat, so this means a little bit more to us than just grabbing some random guy like Glenn off the street. So why don't you introduce yourself, mysterious voice?
Suki. I have 4,982 hours in VRChat.
Hi, my name is Kyo. I am longtime player of VRC with 2.6K hours and counting now.
I'm Dad Incubus or Dad Lathos, whichever one. And my connection is like I've been working and basically living in VRChat for the last like year and a half.
Fuck, eyes poppin', it's your boy Apua. I will never introduce myself that way again. I don't know, do hella VR chat content, like mostly just avatar creation and some occasional world shenanigans. Been only playing for about a year and a half, but in that time I've gained 4,000 hours of like real non-slept in VR gaming.
So I'm guessing you have heard what's been going on, the whole explosion with the security update, and yeah. So we're gonna take a look through here. My thoughts on this was like it's kind of a double-edged sword. Anti-cheat would stop people from stealing your shit, but also at the same point it's gonna stop people that use mods for quality of life. What's your do you dabble? Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is a bad thing? What's your thought?
I just like a lot of like experienced users. Most people in VRChat, I would say, like use EMM, which is just a small like mod thing. Quality of life. It allows you to teleport to players.
So starting at the top here, this is the post that they made. In the next VRChat update, we're implementing the easy anti-cheat, so on and so forth. I heard that there was going to be rumors that they were going to implement the stuff that a lot of people are using into the actual game itself, like as a core part of the game. Did you hear this?
Nah, I haven't heard anything. The only thing I knew was like easy AntiCheat is getting added and like it's gonna fuck over everybody.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's not the first time that we've dealt with this. Surprisingly, you would think it's their first time considering the choice they made and how they haven't spoken to us yet about the fact that there's a massive outcry going on that rivals the outcry from last time. I mean, I don't know if you've looked recently, but the Steam reviews have dipped below 50% positive over the past 30 days.
So I'd like to see kind of like, what's your opinions on this whole mess? Another sort of mass exodus, or some saying
Boycott.
the death of VRChat.
I just see it as a boycott.
Just a boycott?
Like, I don't see it as a death of VRChat, mostly because there is no alternative. Like all the other alternatives, like Neo's VR, Chill VR, Rec Room, none of them have like only Rec Room has like some kind of player base. The other two have like none, and the other two are just far too broken, laggy, disorganized, and just simply dead games in comparison to VRChat. That there is no alternative. If you want to make money, make a living, spread and grow, it has to be on VRChat. You can't just be stuck on Neos, which sucks for the people who enjoy that platform. But since I don't really care that much, whatever. So right now there's not much of an option to switch to some other place, even though some people are like doing that in protest, going on other platforms just for the sake of protesting.
But also at the same point, it's going to stop people that use mods for quality of life. What's your do you dabble? Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is a bad thing? What's your thought?
I just like a lot of like experienced users. Most people in VRChat, I would say, like use EMM, which is just a small like mod thing. Quality of life. It allows you to teleport to players. If they're adding easy anti-cheat and they're getting rid of that, it's really all that I think is going to happen is it's going to stop people using good mods, and the people that use malicious mods are just going to find a workaround. So, yeah.
I was going to make a joke there, but I shouldn't. So I know for one, I don't really use any mods, though I should, because I heard there's a lot of performance helping stuff, because the game's kind of wonky on its own. As a person, as you said, with so many hours and stuff, and I know you have like the full, you've gone head to toe, face tracking, full body tracking, basically this life of the party whenever you're there. As a person who may use stuff to help, I know a lot of people like to say they use it for quality of life stuff. But what's this anti-cheat thing doing to you? What is your view on this?
Well, give me just a second. Let me pull up my folder here, and I'll go through a couple of them that I use. So, like, one big one, I have a mod called Avatar Hider. And what that'll do is that allows me to not load avatars that are a certain distance away from me. So anybody farther than like 4 meters, I'm not going to load them because, you know, if they're over 4 meters away, I'm probably not interacting with them. If I'm going to, they'll be within that 4 meters and I'll see them. So there goes a huge chunk of performance. Now I have to load everybody every time. Stuff like the comfy VR menu, because of how much I sleep in VR and like lay down, was instrumental for a long time. I mean, I basically couldn't lay down without it. They've kind of fixed some of it, but it's still not, they still don't have a full replacement per se. And I mean, there's many more.
I don't think it's, you know, it's not something as severe as, oh, the death of VRChat, or oh, the calamity. And like, and if this change goes on and nothing change, and you know, they don't retract anything, VRChat will keep on and people will make do and it'll be fine. It just sucks. The execution of this whole change sucks horribly. Like, even if they decide, okay, we need to have anti-cheat, period. Like, for legal reasons, the sponsors are holding them at gunpoint. We need to have this anti-cheat. The execution of it was absolute dog shit. Like, from a PR perspective, like, you could have told people, hey, mods are not allowed, and then in the next, you know, month we're going to be doing this whole switch up where we're going to be collecting data on what features you want to have in VRChat, and we're going to make like a big poll, and then we're going to vote, and then we're going to work point by point and whatever is voted higher. Like, for example, if everyone votes for, we want to have portable mirrors, then that should be the first feature they try to implement, and they should make these promises of actually carrying out these implementations in, like, you know, a meaningful amount of time. Because right now, all they did is they just executed and said, hey, by the way, everything y'all have been doing, all the standards, all the mods, all that, it's gone now. It's just in the next 24 hours, it's all going to disappear, and we're not going to give you any alternatives. We're not going to tell you how to handle it. Y'all just roll with it. And from a PR perspective, like, even though they're completely in the right to do whatever they're doing, but from a PR perspective, that's such a smooth brain way of approaching this, because this ends up happening. You have your entire community is now in fucking shambles. People are getting banned en masse, and, you know, from the Discord, because everyone's just screaming and being upset, and there's no like discussion happening at all, because people don't want to discuss when they see because it was handled so poorly. Like, if people slowed it down and were like, hey, we are going to have this change slowly over time, the people would have probably been a lot more friendly to it, but they weren't.
Oh my god, it's at 7,400 views. Negative.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Me from their Discord, because like I would text like 10, like I think I only texted like 10 times, and I would like reply to other people. I would laugh at jokes. I wasn't like going ham with it. Like, I would probably put a message in there every like 8 minutes, if that, with just like, if it was the spam, it would be literally just one emoji 4 times, and it's just a lemon. But just a span of just like 4 lemons right there as one thing, and they claimed that as spam, and I got banned for a week.
Oh, here's a good one.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Everybody thinks like VRChat's dying, but it's still probably the best game on the market for what it does. But yeah, I don't think easy anti-cheat was needed.
What else do we have? Any good ones? Oh, there you go. Crunchy Sonic.
I think it's kind of stupid, because easy anti-cheat again is famous for being like just unreliable, and it's really just gonna stop like the low level modding, which is usually like harmless stuff, like just quality of life. So they're really just getting rid of the quality of life mods. Like the actual malicious ones are gonna be hacked in. Like there's really no way to avoid it at this point.
Are you gonna continue doing the VR chats? Or are you gonna stop?
Oh, of course.
All the VR chat, all the money spent.
Well, no, what alternative do I have? I'm not gonna go over to Metaverse.
Rec Room.
Nah, not even the same. Rec Room's not even close to like VR chat.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's much else. Anything else I can think of about this? Like, I've already voiced my opinion about I don't use mods, so it's not really affecting me much, but I should be, because I heard that they actually can fix a lot of performance issues.
Yep. Nah, that's also a thing. If they're gonna ban the quality of life mods, they gotta optimize their game. That's my rule. And they gotta add a teleport to players option, because
Yes.
that's important. There are some worlds that are like miles long that and like finding your friends is impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's thank you for your input on that. I'll let you go back to what you were doing.
I'm very against it for multiple reasons. I mean, for one, we're putting an anti-cheat into VR chat at a time when anti-cheat is finally getting taken out of other games, like Denuvo is finally being pulled out of games for the performance issues that it causes. And now we're trusting a whole other company, Epic Games, at that, with their anti-cheat. And currently, I mean, most people are pretty angry about it. There is a workaround in place that, you know, has been linked a couple of times. Well, that workaround gets kernel mode. It gets write and read permissions for your memory, etc. Which, if you can trust the person who did it, that's fine. But there's a lot of people who will end up getting that from other people through Discord. So instead of somebody linking them directly where to get it, they'll just send them the file, which sounds fine when it's you sending it to a friend, but you never know what's going to happen. Anybody could just change the file a little bit, make it malicious, send it that way, and then spread it that way.
Nice. I see.
It's going to cause issues, I feel like, in the long run.
Nice. Well, not nice, but yeah. We got my side of this for questions I want to ask. Is there anything you wanna add, or anything else I should take a look at, or others should be aware of? I know there's that whole I saw the message in the server there about a potential attack on VRChat servers and people in the game today. What is your thought on that, or any other thoughts you may have?
So I'll start with just today in general. I wasn't prepared for it, and I think a lot of people weren't. A lot of people woke up to just being thrust in the middle of this. It's a dumpster fire. It's a dumpster fire in every large VRC adjacent server. And it was for 5-6 hours of dumpster fire in all of these servers where they're all just talking about this one thing. I mean, I was sitting in another server, specifically the face tracking server, and they were complaining about it. And eventually somebody comes in like, hey, I've got face tracking news. By any chance, can I post this? And they were like, no, we're all angry. You have to be angry. I mean, it's crazy what's been happening, but at the same time, I mean, you got to be proud of the community for being able to mobilize so quick like this.
People love VR chat.
It took 20 minutes. It took 20 minutes for like 5,000 people to have their voice be heard in some way or another. And then it just kept going. I mean, like I said, the review bomb, if something gets review bombed like this, it usually dies. Now, I don't think VR chat's going to die, obviously. But this is a very, very heavy review bomb by people who have sometimes 3 times as many hours as me. I mean, I heard of somebody with 13,000 hours, posting their negative review today. I've seen several 5,000 hour reviews. I mean, everybody is just really pouring their support in to show nobody wants this. This is going to hurt a lot of people, and this isn't even counting people that need some of these mods to actually exist in the game. You know, people that are disabled. I can't talk too much on it because I haven't dealt with it too much myself, but things like having speech automatically transcribed, you know, for somebody that can't hear, things that allow you to change your position in game to seem a little bit more normal when you're in so much pain you have to lay down the whole time, and then you can just rotate up like you're standing. Stuff like that seems like it's very useful, and there are people that can't leave their homes that need stuff like that in order to be able to use the game. And now what are they going to do? Lay in the floor to talk to people? I mean, VRC's kind of abandoning some people with this, and it kind of sucks. I don't know what they're going to do about it. I really don't. I'm pretty optimistic about these things, that they'll, you know, change their mind because the outcry is so large, but they've already done that once and they're going back on it now. So what's to keep them from doing it again? What's to keep them from lying to us if they do say that it's, you know, they're going to go back on it? It's about all I got, but
Right. Well,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is a wacky world. Anyways, thank you, Keo, for your input, and hopefully I should have this video to very soon.
Well, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Glad to help.
Let's see if we get any of the others in. It's
Yeah.
like yeah.
I think it's just, again, it's being handled so poorly, and people, of course, people are gonna be upset. So now they're gonna, and how do they respond to people being upset? They just start like, yeah, of course, a lot of people were spamming and, you know, absolutely flooding the general chats, and, you know, that's not good either. But what are they expecting? Like, that's just gonna happen. That's just how the internet works. And then they start just like mass, like, not mass reporting, but like mass blocking and banning and just removing content. Like, people were posting the links to the petitions, to the change.org type stuff, to all that stuff, and all that stuff's just getting like instantly removed. Spotify links, you know, just doing like nothing inherently malicious or nothing incredibly like bad. It's just, you know, noise. And there was only a little bit of, yeah, there was some malicious stuff in there, and like, I don't know, people trying to troll or whatever. But for the most part, it was all, I mean, yeah, but like in the actual general chat, it was relatively
it was relatively tame.
Noise.
It was heated.
It's just noise. It's just a bunch of people screaming, but it's not like, you know, they're doing anything horrible. They're just, you know, screaming at the wall, and so, like, because they're all upset. And,
literally just like a focus group of people from the internet looking at one object being mad. It's gonna be noisy.
And again, they handled it horribly. Like, they just let it go, and then they started like mass removing messages and fucking banning people, and for like the lightest shit ever. And like, all they needed to do was just, like, I insist, I hope to God that they, you know, they don't have to change their mind. It's fine if they have to stick to this decision, and this decision is fine. That doesn't bother me as much personally, because whatever, it's mods are not the thing that make this game work, like that run this game. They are there for convenience, and it sucks for people with disabilities and etc. who relied on them, but the mods themselves aren't essential. But the issue is how it's all being handled. All they need to do, like, literally, it would be so simple. All they have to do is just make a public announcement being either A, we're gonna roll it back, or at least temporarily roll it back, or B, just say, hey, we get it, y'all are upset, so we're gonna try to talk to y'all and like make an active effort of implementing the features that y'all miss right now. Tell us what the features are and upvote them, and we will actively go through them one by one. But they're not doing that. They're just saying, oh yeah, we're just gonna remove mods because that was a security issue, and that's it. They just blamed it on the mods, cut it off, and just had no there was no conversation and like big argument for the sudden change of mind and sudden change of pace. Like, yeah, they've been talking because for the longest amount of time, yeah, mods were not allowed, but they were relatively harmless in the sense that people there seemed to be the common consensus that hey, mods are technically not legal, but if you're not doing anything bad or not harming anybody, whatever, it's not that important. Just don't, be careful, be safe, type beat. But now they're just throwing all of that away, and it's not gonna help anyone.
I see. I guess then the last one, and you can get Dan to his voice on it when he gets back. But what is your thought on the whole us people being spammed the Discord messages saying basically don't go to VRChat tomorrow? With the whole doxing thing.
I think the people that are just saying in general, just like out of protest, saying, "Hey, you shouldn't hop on VRChat," just to make them see how severe the decisions were, or whatever. I think that makes sense. It's cool. I mean, whatever. That's harmless. The people saying that there's gonna be this like mass wave of doxing and hacking and crashing and whatnot. It makes sense, kind of, since from a technical standpoint, all the mods that these people have been using, it will probably be broken tomorrow. So it makes sense that all these people, especially in form of protest, will be going absolutely ham and like doing hella crashers and all that usual bullshit that they are up to. I really think, of course, I feel like it's being driven to an extreme. Like, I really doubt that people are going out of their way to go to private lobbies and like stealing people's information and doing like hella malicious stuff just for the sake of just for the sake of protesting. Like, I feel like they'd only be doing that. They'd only be doing hella malicious stuff for the sake of making VRChat see, hey, we're upset, blah 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 blah. Like, I think it's not as severe as people are making it out to be, because I don't know. From a logical standpoint, I can look at my friends list, whatever, and the people out that are on every single day, they're still on. They're still going to hop on and chill out. They're going to be upset. They're going to be annoyed, and that's probably going to be the conversational topic for the rest of coming days. But I think it's being driven to an extreme. It's like saying that people are gonna crash you and hack your account and steal your credit card number and like kill your cats. But I do agree that. But from another thing that I do agree with the fact that people are not only like canceling their VRC Plus subscription, but also like promoting that to like telling people to cancel it because VRChat doesn't cost anything. Like you don't pay. VRChat is free game, but like they are depending on the VRC Plus subscription to function as a dev team, because otherwise the money that they get from sponsors is only really meant for like server costs and keeping shit alive, not improvement or whatever. And if they see an active drop in just income, they'll see how severe this change is affecting just their image. Again, it's all about PR. This change is bad-ish. It can be remedied by just talking to people and having a conversation and like actively working towards what people are asking them, which they haven't been. Like every time I will admit that they have brought nice features, like the fucking the dynamics and the OSC stuff, which are great features, which can replace a lot of the modded stuff or modded things that people were doing before. I don't know, my was bird type stuff. but those features took literal years to implement, and the features that people have been used to and have been effectively relying on for months and who knows how long have been taken away overnight. And those will, if it's even possible, re-implementing them through OSC or whatever will take ages. Or if it's not possible, doing it yourself, waiting for VRChat to implement it themselves, it's going to take even longer. Because if they decide to take as long as they did with your previous features, it's going to take years for them to like come to a conclusion, and they can't do that. They can, but it'll just make the like public opinion go from worse to bad to worse. Oops. Yeah,
I'm back.
So just asked to Paw there, Paw, however I can speakish. His thoughts. Any final sort of thoughts you want to make before we call it here for this part of the interview, or one that we were just talking about, the whole docs thingy that everyone's like spamming is going to happen.
Oh, I don't know. The dev team, I think, got doxed, but I'm not sure if that was like actually real or just some random address. But I don't know. It's just fear mongering, which works unfortunately in video games because companies like this and just in general, just it can happen, but probably not on this kind of scale. And I don't know. The way that it's implemented is just really, really, really just sudden, and it removes things. It doesn't add anything to the game, and so it's just going to be seen as a full-on negative. Granted, there's going to be people that are just like, "Oh, I play without mods all the time. Why do you guys have to like have all this special treatment? Why do you have to have that?" It's just like it makes the game playable, it makes it better. Don't you want a better experience? Kind of thing like that, and it's I don't know. They're just removing features that we have become accustomed to. Granted, not everyone has access to it, nor would some of them even want to because they're close to the dev team and they don't like the idea of mods and stuff like that. But it's literally like going to your community. They have like say like, I don't know, a selection of drinks, right? Not everyone's gonna like Coke, not everyone's gonna like Pepsi, but they just walk up, update, remove the contract for the Pepsi, and they just remove all Pepsi. And they don't give you anything in return. And they just basically run away and hide, and they don't say anything. And when you come back to talk to them, they like lock the door.
I see. So I think that's it then. Basically got the your voice and opinions on that. Before we go, is there any sort of sites you guys want to like plug, anywhere that people can find your stuff that you make, or how to get to your worlds and stuff?
Anything like that, which reminds me, I probably should do something.
I mean, I'm just
Don't you
a paw
chuckle at me.
everywhere. For a goofy ass. I mean, I'm just a paw everywhere. If I post anything, it's usually on my Twitter, like a paw, but APO1S, because Lamau and normal paw was taken. Sad. But yeah, we'll see.
Alright.
We'll see how this goes.
Thank you very much. We shall see you guys later. So guys, that was the video. Thank you for listening. I hope these interviews were helpful in what's kind of going on. I'll keep, if something huge happens, I'll make posts about it, whatnot. If you're a person that or know somebody who might create, I would love to get content, quote unquote content creator, anyone that sort of like does this maybe camera wise, view wise, to as an interview. But that's that. Thank you to all the people that came and actually voiced their opinions on this. I am a pleb. I don't really do much. I'm just there in a freaking cone avatar and just chill and make noises. Yeah, feel free to check out the dudes. If they have any stores or social medias, I'll have them in below. A guy I do want to shout out, so check out a friend not related to this chat. I think he's just really awesome. He's doing a lot of cool things on VRChats, seeing as this is the topic. So his link to his channel will be down below. He's pretty funny, does great musical stuff, and great friend. So that's the sort of person I'm gonna shell today, or sell, however you say it. I did it in a couple of videos where I like found cool like links of people's accounts and just showed them to you guys. So with that, we will see you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.